Good evening, this is an English edition of Dalsan TV and my name is Abdulrazak Ali. We have a lot lined up for you, but first let's have a look at some of the stories that are making headlines here in Somalia. Thousands rally in Mogadishu in support of Somalia-Turkey defense economic cooperation. Prime Minister Barre warns of severe climate impact on Somalia. Ethiopia and UK sign MOU to boost peace and stability in Kenya, Somalia, Ethiopia border regions. Now that were the headlines. Now let's delve into a full bulletin. The Somali Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre presided over a meeting on the effects of the climate change and ways to tackle their causes in the country following the recent El Nino floods that killed over 120 people across Somalia.
Somali Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre presided over a meeting on the effects of climate change and ways to tackle the cause in the country following the recent El Nino floods that killed 120 people. During the meeting on Saturday, experts and the Minister of Environment and Climate Change presented reports on the different effects of climate change in the country, its levels and plans to cope with them. They also discussed national plans to reduce air pollution and enhance resilience. Prime Minister Barre emphasized that the climate change directly impacted Somalia, particularly the environment, which showed a significant change. He instructed government agencies to devise measures to prevent and address areas requiring special attention. At least 270 people are reported to have died in Somalia, Kenya, and southern Ethiopia as a result of El Nino floods from October to December last year. In Somalia alone, more than 120 people have died in flash floods. And El Nino is a natural and temporary and occasional warming of part of the Pacific that shifts weather patterns across the globe.
Thousands of people crowded into Engineer Riso Stadium in Mogadishu on Saturday to show support for the Somalia defense and economic cooperation with Turkey, which the executive and legislative branches approved last week. Thousands of people crowded into Engineer Yeriso Stadium in Mogadishu on Saturday to show support for the Somalia-Turkey defense and economic cooperation, which the executive and legislative branches approved last week. The Mogadishu mayor and the Benadir regional governor, Yusuf Hussein Jim'ale Madale, lawmakers, ministers and the army officials attended the demonstration. The protesters held placards displaying flags of the two countries and thanking Somali leaders for approving the agreement between Somalia and Turkey. Earlier this month, Turkey and Somalia signed a defense and economic cooperation during the Somali defense minister's visit to Ankara. Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud stated that the 10-year agreement supports the development of the blue economy, fish, production, economic infrastructure, construction, marine resource protection, counter-terrorism efforts and prevention of all illegal activities along Somalia's coastline. Turkey has become a close ally of the Somali government in recent years. Ankara has built schools, hospitals and infrastructure and provided scholarships for Somalis to study in Turkey. The new agreement comes amid increasing tensions between Somalia and Ethiopia, sparked by signing a Memorandum of Understanding MOU between Ethiopia and Somalia's breakaway region, Somaliland. However, protests against Ethiopia's Red Sea access and naval base deal with Somalia's breakaway region of Somaliland took place in Mogadishu in December of last year. Somalia firmly rejected the MOU, alleging that Ethiopia aims to annex parts of Somalia's territory. Mr. Mohamud has voiced this concern at African Union meetings and other occasions. The governments of Ethiopia and the United Kingdom have signed an agreement that will promote peace and stability on the border between Kenya, Somalia and Ethiopia. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ethiopia has stated that the objective of the agreement is to enhance the resilience of the communities residing along the border between Ethiopia, Kenya and Somalia. Ethiopia and the United Kingdom on Friday signed a Memorandum of Understanding MOU to enhance peace and stability in Kenya, Somalia, Ethiopia border. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ethiopia said it aims to boost the resilience of communities across Ethiopia-Kenya-Somali borders to the drivers of violent extremism. The agreement was rather done in a low-profile representation as opposed to one that was signed between Ethiopia and Somaliland, which was signed by leaders from the two countries. On the Ethiopian side, Ambassador Jemaluddin, Deputy Director General of the African Department within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, signed it. On the UK government side, Ambassador Darren Welch, British Ambassador to Ethiopia, signed it in a ceremony held on the premises of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ethiopia, as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs reported on its social media pages. It seems that the border security agreement was signed within the context of threat from Al-Shabaab, but Kenya was not a party to this MOU agreement. While the agreement is concerning Kenya-Somalia-Ethiopia border, Kenya was not a party to it. However, Kenya had signed an agreement with Ethiopia this week. Somalia is not party to the agreement either. Earlier this month, at least 6 Ethiopians were killed along the Ethiopian-Somalia border town of Beledhawo in what appears to be a retaliation measures against the Ethiopia-Somaliland MOU agreement, which was signed on January 1, 2024. Somalia is outraged by the MOU agreement between Ethiopia and Somaliland. It sees Ethiopia's action as a violation of the sovereignty of Somalia, for it considers Somaliland as it part of it despite 33 years of de facto statehood status. An Israeli delegation led by Spy Chief David Barnea arrived in Paris for peace talks with US, Egypt and Qatar. More than 100 people have reportedly been killed on early Saturday in overnight strikes across Gaza, the enclave's health ministry announced.
Around 17:24, that's 5:24 p.m. Central Time, but know that there is some give and take from NDL that is coming from flight management, and in this process we do have a deployment of Eagle Cam attempting to take the
Now that's all we have prepared for you. My name is Abduzak Ali. Till we meet again, we wish you a lovely evening.